We spend too much time overthinking, or at least I do. We sometimes sit back and we think about the things that are going on around us, the things that we've got to do, or the things that we ought to do that we don't. And what it is, it's a bit like looking through a misted up window and you can't see clearly beyond it. And because of that, we tend to do nothing. We look for things that aren't there and we start to worry. Worrying never actually solves a problem. What it does is it makes you bigger and it feels like a 10-ton weight and it weighs you down. And it puts you into a position where you sit back and you get paralyzed. It's an awful thing. It slows you right down and there really is no need for it. And the reason I say that is because 90% of the things we worry about never actually happen. Look back at the things that have happened to you and you'll probably see the same. When I look back at the things I had to overcome over the years, I can see things that didn't actually happen but slowed me down, as well as those major life hurdles that we all tend to have. We don't have the same ones, obviously, but we all have them. For me, I lost a business with 2 small children and a wife. I had to move home. Lots of things were hard. And there were hurdles that had to be overcome. And do you know what? It didn't happen overnight. But we did overcome it and we did move on. Because the fact is, we're overcomers, you know. And having a positive mindset will help that. Even without it, look at the hurdles that you've overcome. You're still here. You have survived 100% of the things that have happened to you up until now because you've overcome them. Those hardest days that you've had, you still got past them. Don't get me wrong. You didn't get past them smiling, but you got past them nonetheless. You see, what happens is when we overthink, everything seems bad. We fear for our future. But you've overcome so much, and your mind doesn't give you the credit that you deserve for that when you're overthinking. One of the things that helped me along the way wasn't something that I thought up myself, but I read it somewhere in a book. And the question was this: when you're going through struggles, when things seem to be getting on top of you, ask yourself, will all this matter in 12 months from now? If it's going to, then you need to make a plan in order to overcome it. If it isn't going to matter in 12 months' time, then really, why are you worrying about it now? It's overcomable. It's not something that's going to hold you back in the long term. Our overthinking about it makes it 10 times worse than it actually is. I can remember this occasion a fair few years ago now when I turned off our freezer by mistake, and over the course of the night, everything thawed inside the freezer and we had to throw it all away. And as I was getting all of the food out the freezer and put it into a bin bag, I was thinking of it in monetary terms. How much was it all costing? But then I asked myself, is this going to matter a year from now? And do you know what that helped me feel better about it? Because I realised that a year from now, that food that I'm just about to throw away wasn't going to make the slightest bit of difference to my life. So I emptied it in the bin and then we set about going and replacing everything that was in there. We didn't do it all in one go. We did it a bit at a time and restocked the freezer. That's how it had been filled up in the first place. So it wasn't as big a problem as I'd made it out to be. But there are times when we let ourselves get overwhelmed by things and we allow them to pull us down, and we think and we think and we think and we get nowhere further, because what we're doing is pushing ourselves down and making it harder for ourselves. I like to call it a pity party, because this is what happens with me at times. Things will go wrong. I will start to think it. I will start to brood on it. And it's like there's another part of me, this other part of me that goes, whatever is the matter with you? Come on, snap out of it. You've got to sort it out. And then that's the time when I think to myself, no, I'm damn well going to think about this until I've had enough. But what I do is set a time on it. Let's just use this as an example. Say I woke up, it's 8 o'clock and I'm thinking about something that's getting me down. And I've been thinking about it the day before as well. And so this is how I go about things. I go, right, that's it. You can have a pity party until 2 o'clock this afternoon. You can moan about it, you can gripe about it, you can get it all out of your system. But at 2 o'clock, it's done. And then you move on. And I've done that so many times. And you can do that so much sometimes that you moan about it, and you get on your own nerves. But what it does is that when you get to 2 o'clock, you can switch it off and just carry on with your day and put it all behind you. Because by doing that, you've given it a time limit and then you can move on. It's one of the best things I've ever learned how to do myself. Because sometimes the trivial things are the things that get you the most. So what I'm saying to you is don't sweat the small stuff. Don't let the things that get on top of you, that prey in the back of your mind, the things that you've heard someone say, the things that you've got to do and you don't really want to do. You know, the ones that they're just there. That's all you've got to do, Give it a time limit. Say, okay, you've got your time. But once you're done, it's over. And then you can move on. It's just like flicking a switch, if you like. What you have to do is allow yourself to have that time to feel bad. And then at the end of it, you've got to pull your big man pants on and get on with it. But sometimes in order to get on with it, what you have to do is get out of your comfort zone. And that's not fun. It's because it's like having this big elastic band that you've got to push further and further out. And it becomes uncomfortable because you sometimes have to do things you've not done before and you've never really thought about, but you have to get on with it. I can remember, this is only a small thing, mind you, but I can remember when I first did live streaming on my YouTube channel, worrying that no one would be there, wondering if I was going to run out of words to say, wondering if I could get my point across when I was talking. Perhaps the fact that I'd have people click in and then they'd go and I'd be left on my own and I'd be a failure at doing it. All those thoughts went through my mind, but at some stage I stepped out, I did it and found out, do you know what I found out is that it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. And I find that's true for a lot of things. Every time you have to make a step that you haven't made before, once you've done it, you realise that it wasn't as hard as you thought it was going to be. You see, the more you think about things and the more you let it get to you, it gets bigger and bigger and becomes frightening and you don't want to do it. The thing is, with the comfort zone, is you stretch it out and you move out there more. You become stronger, more rounded, more resilient. But you know that once you've done it, you know that soon you're going to have to stretch that comfort zone again. That's life. That's what we have to do. And that's how we move on and we get better at things. We've all done it. If you look back at some of the things you struggled with years ago that now you find easy to do, it's because you pushed your comfort zone. Let me give you a suggestion that I think may help. Because like many of us, I think when you're trying something new, you feel that you might fail, you worry about it, and you think, what's going to go wrong? What could go right? Should I do this? What's going to happen? But I'm going to suggest making a slight change. Instead of thinking negatively when you've got a task to face and worrying whether you'll succeed or not, why not think to yourself about how you're going to feel when you were right and when you got it right and when you succeeded? It changes your thinking a bit. One's worry and the other's excitement. They're both sides of the same coin, We've got many things we can be optimistic about, We tend to overthink things and worry about it, but it's just not true for the majority of things that we have to face. And do you know what optimism's like? It's like pulling on an armoured coat. When you start to feel good and you start to feel that you can take this on and you can do that, you've got that defence. You've got a coat, nothing's going to hit you. It's all going to ping off. And you won't have the negativity of the world hitting you because you've changed your thinking. You've changed the way you think of things. And when you do, you are going to feel so much better about yourself. So where are you going to go? What are you going to do? What are the things that are holding you back that can help you move on? I'm not talking about big things. I'm talking about small things too. In fact, click that video up there and we can carry this conversation on there. I'll see you next time.